A recruiter reads your profile, sees your last decade of titles, and assumes that is the only work you can do. They overlook the diverse skills and experiences that you've accumulated over your career. Your profile should highlight transferable skills and recent achievements to avoid this misconception. Emphasize any recent training, certifications, or projects that showcase your adaptability and willingness to learn. Include examples of how you've successfully transitioned to new roles in the past to demonstrate your versatility. Tailor your resume and cover letter to each application, emphasizing relevant skills and experiences. Consider adding a summary or objective statement that outlines your career goals and how you can contribute to the company. Use action verbs and specific examples to make your profile more engaging and convincing. Regularly update your profile to reflect any new skills, experiences, or achievements. Seek feedback from colleagues or mentors to ensure your profile accurately represents your capabilities. A personal brand is your reputation, a brief summary others share when you're not present. As the workplace evolves and mentors become less common, professionals must navigate like free agents, managing their reputation. Relying solely on hard work is risky, as attention is limited and credit often goes to louder narratives. Strategic visibility isn't about exaggeration. It's about helping others notice your real contributions at the right moment. One method is reciting credentials to new contacts, which can feel self-absorbed and quickly damage trust. Another method is sharing useful ideas, asking good questions, and allowing consistent results to speak through repeated interactions. Reinvention fails if no one updates their view, as most people pay little attention to others' changes. The goal is to narrow the gap between who you are becoming and what others still assume from your past. Write the role you want in clear language, then list 3 proof points showing you already practice parts of it. Share these proof points in places where decisions occur, such as meetings, projects, and introductions with stakeholders. Reinvention begins by understanding how you are currently perceived, as assumptions shape the opportunities that come your way. A personal brand inventory involves a structured check of your strengths and gaps, using multiple perspectives rather than relying solely on self-belief. A 360-degree interview approach gathers input from people around you, revealing blind spots that never show up when you are alone. A small focus group adds contrast, as one person's comment can spark another memory and produce clearer themes. Online search results also matter, as employers and clients may form impressions before any meeting occurs. Past evaluations and recommendations serve as evidence, and patterns across documents are more reliable than a single harsh remark. A common surprise is discovering behaviour that signals arrogance or disorganisation, even when the intention was modesty. Once the signal is visible, it can be adjusted quickly, and the adjustment changes how people describe you afterward. Collect adjectives people use for you, then choose the few traits you want linked to your next role. Focus on repeated feedback and treat it as reality, as repeated perceptions affect decisions even when they are unfair. Testing a new path means trying out a new field in small, real ways before fully committing to a switch. Volunteering, apprenticeships, boards, and short projects create low-risk learning opportunities while keeping income options open. This prevents fantasies, as daily conditions reveal what work actually feels like, not just how it sounds. It also builds credibility, as real experience produces references, skills, and stories that are harder to dismiss. Some people start with basic tasks, show up consistently, and earn bigger responsibility due to visible reliability. That willingness signals humility and stamina, reassuring mentors that the learner will handle the unglamorous parts. A career path is often non-linear, and temporary moves backward in status can create faster growth later. By testing first, you reduce fear, choose based on evidence, and can explain decisions as deliberate rather than random. Decide how many hours per week you can invest, then pick one experiment that matches that constraint. If you want more frameworks for testing pivots and earning trust, subscribe for detailed weekly playbooks you can run. Skill building should be aligned with your goals, otherwise it becomes mere busy work that doesn't change how others perceive you. The crucial question is whether skills can be acquired on the job, through side projects, or only through formal schooling. While graduate school can be beneficial for the top tier, many programs often add debt without significantly enhancing respect. In most fields, demonstrated expertise is more important than credentials, and this is proven through work that can be evaluated. One approach is a low-cost learning plan where you take targeted classes, seek new assignments, and study industry language. Another approach is a high-cost reset, where you choose school only after other routes have failed to meet your objectives. Mentors can accelerate this process by making time, focusing on your interests, and helping you interpret complex situations. If mentoring's not organic, formal programs or a direct request can create structure and clarify expectations for both parties. Create a 3-month skill plan with outputs such as a short analysis, a presentation, or a small project. Share these outputs with mentors and peers, as feedback and visibility improve simultaneously when work is public. A pivot becomes believable when you frame your past as an advantage and use your outsider status intentionally. Outsider status means you bring rare skills to a new arena where they can quickly become a valuable asset. The process involves translating an eclectic resume into a consistent theme, then repeating it until it resonates. A narrative works when it makes connections obvious, finds underlying themes, and explains the value you bring to others. If your story is unclear, colleagues may continue to place you in the old box, even after you change roles and skills. Reintroduction is partly unspoken, using cues like affiliations, awards, and concise email context before a meeting. Third-party validation helps as a colleague can mention your work, making the new identity feel safer to accept. To get noticed faster, move toward projects that control resources and attention, as proximity increases visibility. Proving your worth is easiest with a portfolio, and creating online content shows knowledge when credentials alone are doubted. After each visibility step, monitor your name online, correct mistakes quickly, and keep messages consistent across months. The central shift is moving from hoping to be discovered to actively shaping the reputation that follows you. This is not about performance or spin, it is about aligning perception with real skills, values, and a chosen direction. Start by creating a brand inventory, gathering patterns from feedback, and identifying the gap between your current and desired identity. Then research potential destinations, test drive different paths, and build skills that create visible outputs. When your differences are framed well, outsiders stop seeing your background as a liability and start seeing it as a source of leverage. A clear narrative and steady proof can turn doubts into curiosity, and curiosity into invitations and referrals. Begin with one conversation for feedback, one small experiment to test a path, and one artifact that showcases your expertise. Choose an accountability rhythm, such as weekly reviews, calendar blocks, and online monitoring, to ensure the new identity does not fade. Over time, consistent signals replace outdated assumptions, making it easier to explain and earn the career you want. If you want more guided exercises for building credibility and steering perception, subscribe for future breakdowns that stay practical.